Welcome to the Best 5-Minute Wine Podcast. I'm your host, Forrest Kelly. From the seed to the glass, wine has a past. Our aim at the Best 5-Minute Wine Podcast is to look for adventure at wineries around the globe. After all, grape minds think alike. Let's start the adventure. Our featured winery is... As we close out our conversation with Barry Hoos of Lakeridge Winery and Vineyards, Florida's largest winery, I can imagine that staffing can be a bit of a challenge.
I went to New York and recruited a vineyard manager that was highly experienced, and he's done wonders for our vineyards. I went to Sarasota. I recruited this top mechanic that had been in the industry for 45 years, can fix any kind of bottling line equipment or anything that you have. And he's been the same thing. He's helped us fix so much and saved us so much money with his expertise. So it's that kind of thing, that kind of recruitment that lends itself to providing a successful business, no matter what you're doing. You know, people make the difference.
Having a winery the size of Lakeridge Winery and Vineyards, you've got a vast selection of wines. What are some that stand out, that are your biggest sellers?
So our most popular wines are our Southern Red and Southern White. We also cross-label those as Vintners Red and Vintners White at our other location. They're the exact same wines. That's 60% of our business. Those two are the main Muscadine wines that we produce, one white, one red. After that, we make a blush. It's called Sunblush, and it's also Muscadine. And then we make a Chablis. We make a Chablis out of our white grapes. That's the driest of the Muscadine wines. They're both good sellers. The Chablis is great for cooking. The Sunblush, we call it the Goldilocks wine. It's a little red, it's a little white, it's a little sweet, it's a little dry. You don't know what to take to a party. That's a great wine to take with you. And then becoming more and more popular are the specialty wines, and we're just getting to where we're having to ramp up our production of our sparkling. We do our own sparkling wine. We do two of them, a white and a pink, and we still do them in the old champagne method. So we're doing the double fermentation on those. We make a port that's 100% Muscadine. It's a wonderful port. So those specialty wines are great. We also produce a sherry. The sherry is about 25% Muscadine. It doesn't lend itself to a great sherry. The white grape doesn't. So we're bringing that in and then blending it in with about 25% of the Muscadine, and then it produces a great sherry after that. And then we have some blends. We do what we call a proprietor's reserve. It's kind of a dessert style wine. Again, it's a sweet wine. It's got a higher alcohol level than our standard table wine does, but it's not quite a port. It's gone over very well. Again, it's one of those sweet wines served chilled. Those are the main ones. Those are our that we produce here, our namesake, that are Muscadine wines that we focus on. Our main focus is on our Muscadine wines, and our Southern Red, Southern White are by far our top sellers.
Be sure to bring your lawn chairs. Yeah, tell me a little bit about WATW, Weekends at the Winery. Are you still doing that?
Yeah, we used to do these large monthly festivals once a month. We had a seafood festival and a barbecue festival and a wine and cheese festival and a wine and chocolate festival and all these themed festivals. But we had crowds here in the thousands. When COVID started to relax a little bit last spring, we started bringing out like some solo acts onto our outdoor stage and some food trucks. And then we opened up a wine bar, and we have plenty of acreage out there where people could really spread out. So we started doing that on the weekends, and it's been really popular and really successful. So I believe we're just going to continue to do that. We're just going to kind of build upon that and start offering the music and the outdoor stuff every weekend. I think that helps with people who can't make that one weekend a month. They can come out the next weekend and enjoy the outdoors here. And it gets really beautiful out here in the fall, what we call fall, which is 70-degree weather instead of 90-degree weather. But under the trees with the breeze out there, it's great here year-round to come out here and enjoy that outside.
That's free.
It's free. That's free. Of course, you purchase the food and the wine and that kind of stuff, right, but there's no charge to get in. There's no charge to sit and listen to the music. And the same thing is with our winery tours and our tastings. The winery tours and tastings are free.
It's been a pleasure, Barry, talking with you and learning so much about Florida wine. If our podcast listeners are in the area or planning a Florida trip, what's the best place to go to get all the information we need?
The best place to go to start is at our website, which is lakeridgewinery.com. And from there, you can get our hours and information about the weekends at the winery, what bands are playing, what food's being served, all that kind of stuff. If you want to call in, you can certainly do that. We have an 800 number. It's 800-768-9463. I'd be happy to answer any of the questions that you might have.
Thank you for listening. I'm Forrest Kelly. This episode of the Best 5 Minute Wine Podcast was produced by iHism. If you like the show, please tell your friends and pets and subscribe. Until next time, pour the wine and ponder your next adventure.